Hi everyone, Georgetown Soaps here. I am getting ready to make one of my favorite soaps. It's lemongrass oatmeal. I use lemongrass essential oil and then I use oatmeal in it. So it's not rough at all. I call it gently, lightly exfoliating. It's not going to tear your skin off, but you're going to get a lot of the benefits from the actual oats. So I'm going ahead. I had already pre-melted my hard oils, cocoa butter, shea butter, and coconut oil. I'm going to add in my liquid oils, my rice bran oil and castor oil, and then I always use sodium lactate as well. One thing to note with the oats, you do not want to use instant oats. They will turn to mush when your soap is saponifying. So get like what's called old-fashioned oats, and those are the ones that you'll want to use. You don't want to use anything instant. I've never done it, thank goodness, but I've heard from other people that it basically turns the oats into mush and it's just not a really pretty sight. So grab the old-fashioned oats. Those are the ones you're going to want to get, and I usually just use the generic brand from Walmart. They're less expensive than like Quaker, or like if I go to Sam's Club, you can get like 8 pounds of Quaker oats for, you know, $5, something like that. And I do a lot of oatmeal soap, so I usually try to buy that in bulk. But anyway, love the lemongrass fragrance. It's just really, it's lemony, but it's not overpowering. It's not lemon in your face. It's a really decent seller for me. I get the essential oil through BeScented. That's the one that I've tended to like and does well for me. Here I'm adding my colloidal oatmeal and my kaolin clay. What's nice with the lemongrass is that it's one of the citrus essential oils or citrusy essential oils that does not fade. Like a lot of the oranges or the grapefruits, you have to anchor them. You have to do, you know, stand on your head and wave your hands and count to, you know, 3,000 backwards in order to get the fragrance to stick. But what's nice is the lemongrass is pretty much foolproof. So if you want to try essential oils, the lemongrass is a good one to start with. But I've got my powders in there. I'm just weighing out my essential oil in the background, and then I'm going to get to mixing, and I will bring you back as I'm getting ready to add the oat. And for this soap, I don't even color it. The lemongrass naturally turns the soap a little bit yellow, so I don't add any colorants to it. I don't really see a reason why. And with the amount of oats, sometimes you got to play around and figure out how much is enough. Like I said, it's not really a harsh exfoliating bar, so you don't want to add too few oats because then you're not going to get really any benefit from it. So you've just got to play around and figure out how many ounces of oats are good for your batch of soap. But again, the lemongrass essential oil, I put that in. Doesn't accelerate, doesn't trace, doesn't do anything funky, no ricing, so it's always easy to work with. And with this, you've got to get the batter thick enough so that the oats will kind of be suspended in the batter without them sinking to the bottom. So it's just kind of a playing game. Usually I'd made a batch of this right before and I didn't record that video, and so I'm doing the second batch of it. And of course, like, I got this one, it was like just a smidge too thick for my taste. It works out fine. The top was a little lumpy, but it doesn't matter because as soon as you cut it, no one even sees it. But you just kind of gotta blend, blend, blend. It's kind of like an avocado. The avocado is not ripe, it's not ripe, it's not ripe, and you blink and all of a sudden it's ripe and it's rotten. So with this, you've just got to kind of stick blend until you feel like it's the right consistency, and then it does set up pretty quickly, at least with my recipe. So once I add the oats, it's kind of just add the oats in, stir them in, and then pour. And I've done it wrong before. It's not been thick enough, and the oats tend to stick. They'll kind of float to the bottom of the soap, and so it's not terrible, but to me, you just kind of want, for the overall look and feel of the bar, you do want the oats kind of incorporated throughout the bar. But no big deal. If you do it wrong the first time, you'll learn. And so I don't stick blend at this point because I don't want the oats to be chopped up. So I just kind of go ahead and stir them in with my spatula, I guess. Get them really incorporated. It looks like a ton of oats, but when you use the bar, it's not. So with the oats, I kind of say more is more. I'd rather have a little bit more than less. But anyway, it looks like it's, set up pretty good. So I'm going to just go ahead and pour it. You can see it's really thick at this point, which is fine because I'm not trying to do anything fancy. But there you go. It's in the mold. I'm just going to scrape the rest out and I'll bring you guys back for the cut. All right, and here we are back for the cut. This one, for some reason, I had a hard time cutting it through. It was in the oven for pretty much exactly 24 hours, which I shouldn't have had this much trouble cutting it, but it got hard really quick, so no big deal. But usually it glides a little bit quicker and easier through it. I'm not going to show you all the bars of soap because they all look the same. With the oats, you do get the track marks from the wire cutter. It doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't bother my customers. It just kind of is what it is. It's from the oats. Nothing you can really do about it to prevent it. So I just learned to live with it and kind of go from there. But as you can see, the oats were really incorporated throughout the entire bar. So it smells fantastic. Thanks so much for watching and thanks for subscribing. Have a great day.